With incredible nutritional value, goats have earned the nickname four-legged treasure, quietly sustaining millions of people and contributing billions of dollars to the global economy. So how are over 1.1 billion goats raised, cared for, and transformed into valuable products each year? The journey of these animals begins in sun-scorched deserts and vast grasslands, where they survive impressively amid nature's harshest conditions. From there, they enter a high-tech world, where every drop of goat milk is turned into premium cheese, and each silky fiber of their coat is elevated into luxurious fashion assets. Today, join Agriculture Insight as we travel through endless goat farms and step inside cutting-edge factories, where sweet milk and soft hair are transformed into exquisite products, from gourmet delicacies to iconic fashion symbols around the world. If the highlands of the Middle East are considered the cradle of the premium cashmere goat, where harsh climates and wild grasslands have forged some of the softest coats on earth, then Europe and the US are the consumer sanctuaries, importing nearly $1 billion worth of goat products every year. Can you believe it? In Morocco, some goats climb trees like circus performers. They casually scale the tall branches of argan trees, gripping firmly with their nimble hooves, just to feast on the rich, oily argan fruits. This isn't a joke or a Photoshop trick, it's a unique survival instinct. When grass becomes scarce, goats literally climb trees to feed themselves. The sight of dozens of goats floating in the treetops across Morocco's arid southwest doesn't just astonish tourists, it has become a strange and iconic symbol of the region. Once dubbed a forgotten treasure, goats have accompanied humans for thousands of years, offering far more than their humble appearance suggests. Goat milk is twice as digestible as cow's milk, and cashmere wool is lighter and warmer than sheep wool, making goats a true source of premium nutrition and luxury fashion. And for these four-legged treasures to reach the world, their journey doesn't start in a factory. It begins with transport, meticulously designed as if safeguarding a luxury item. To enter the US, goat herds from Mexico must undergo a rigorous naturalization process, the first step in a quality control chain that stretches from the highlands all the way to the dinner table. Goats are herded from the highlands to collection stations, where they receive nutritional supplements, undergo health checks, and are closely monitored to ensure they meet the criteria for shipment. Next, they are sorted by age, weight, and physical condition to optimize their management, care, and transportation. On multi-level trucks, essentially mobile hotels, the goats travel in well-ventilated conditions, cushioned flooring, and spacious compartments. Each truck can carry up to 300 goats, evenly distributed across 3 to 4 tiers. Throughout the journey, drivers maintain a steady speed, follow animal welfare protocols, and stop every 2 to 3 hours so the goats can drink water and relax. The truck's interior temperature is carefully regulated to ensure the herd remains comfortable and stress-free during transit. After their remarkable border-crossing journey from Mexico, the goats arrive at some of the most advanced livestock farms in the US, where every aspect of life is engineered as a closed-loop ecosystem, operated under high-tech industrial standards. Here, life for the goats resembles a precise technological process. Pastures are automatically distributed, feed is finely ground and evenly portioned into clean troughs, ensuring neither excess nor shortage. Each pen functions as a specialized nutrition station, organized by age and physical condition. Their diets are further enhanced with concentrated feed and natural mineral supplements, all customized down to each individual animal. Thanks to this system, the goats consistently maintain peak physical condition, as if they had just stepped out of a laboratory. Under the warm, quiet roof of the barn, mother goats quietly go through labor, with attentive support from a team of experienced caretakers. Newborn kids, trembling in their silky, downy coats, are immediately moved to a special care area, a modern incubator with regulated temperature, fixed feeding schedules, and essential vitamin supplements. Here, a specialized team of technicians closely monitors each individual, ensuring optimal growth from the very first days. After just 2 to 3 weeks, the young goats begin nibbling on fresh grass, while the mothers are transferred to the milking area, following a standardized process. When mother goats enter their milk-producing stage, they are brought to a central area to begin the automated milking process, a procedure that demands absolute precision, as goats are naturally picky and easily stressed. Here, they move in an orderly manner into individual milking stalls, each designed to match their body size, ensuring they feel safe and relaxed. The technicians, silent, emotional coordinators, must work with utmost gentleness, handle each animal with flexibility, and constantly observe their behavior. Smart sensor-equipped milking machines adjust suction power to suit each goat's physical condition, preventing discomfort or pain. The entire process lasts only 5 to 7 minutes, just enough to collect milk efficiently without affecting the animal's health. The milk is then transferred through a sealed piping system into stainless steel tanks, where it is immediately cooled to 4 degrees Celsius to preserve its freshness and nutritional value. The journey of pure fresh milk continues in specialized tanker trucks, where advanced cooling systems keep it as fresh as the moment it was collected. Each trip can transport up to 5,000 liters of fresh milk to the processing plant. Once at the plant, the milk is pumped directly from the tanker into the central processing system. Here, it undergoes fine filtration, rapid pasteurization, and cooling to around 39 degrees Fahrenheit before moving on to the packaging line. What surprises many is that the entire process, from pumping, filtering, and pasteurizing to packaging, is carried out entirely by automated machinery. This production line can fill up to 8,000 bottles per hour with near-perfect precision. Each finished bottle is then labeled, sealed, and carefully inspected before leaving the factory. In addition to being bottled, goat's milk is also crafted into delicious artisanal cheeses. First, the milk is poured into large vats and combined with natural enzymes to begin the coagulation process. In a cool environment, the milk gradually thickens into a smooth, soft curd. Once it reaches the perfect set, it is transferred to specialized cutting machines, where rotating blades slice the curd into small, uniform pieces. This marks the first step in transforming fresh milk into flavorful cheeses rich in tradition. The cut goat curds are then cooked and gently stirred at around 46 degrees Celsius (150 degrees Celsius) for 30 minutes, depending on the cheese variety. The automated stirring system operates smoothly and delicately, allowing the curds to shrink and firm up while retaining their natural creaminess and gradually separating the whey without harsh agitation. Once the ideal consistency is reached, the whey is carefully drained, leaving moist, silky curds ready for molding and aging. After the whey is removed, the curds are salted directly on the surface. Beyond enhancing flavor and aiding preservation, salt helps regulate moisture, control microbial activity, and shape the unique character of each cheese. The mixture is then placed into molds, both to form the cheese wheels and to gently press out any remaining whey, creating a naturally firm, smooth texture without added agents. After molding, the cheese is aged in a cool room at 10 degrees Celsius for several days to several weeks, depending on the type and style. This stage allows the flavor to gradually develop and the texture to harmonize, reaching the desired maturity. And the journey doesn't end there. Some cheeses reach an entirely new level through fermentation with special mold cultures. The penicillium mold is carefully introduced and allowed to mature for about 60 days, creating delicate blue-green veins and developing a depth of flavor that is both complex and unforgettable. Thanks to modern technology, cheese is produced in compact sizes convenient for consumers. After molding and aging, it is portioned into serving-sized pieces. Finally, an automated packaging system handles the entire process of wrapping, sealing, and labeling, ensuring each piece retains its freshness, flavor, and consistent quality before making its way to consumers. In addition to their rich, creamy milk, certain goat breeds possess another treasure: a cloud-soft coat, most notably the cashmere goat, native to the frigid mountain regions of Central Asia. On modern farms, they are cared for like top-tier models, with nutrient-rich diets and clean, dry living conditions. These ideal environments allow their fine undercoat to grow thick, smooth, and exceptionally insulating, one of the most coveted raw materials in the luxury fashion industry. It's not just the mother goats. Kids are also nurtured with great care from birth. Every healthy individual represents the perfect continuation of the cashmere bloodline, where this soft heritage is not only the shimmering fleece itself, but also the result of generations of meticulous breeding and devoted care, where fashion and nature meet in every fiber. In spring, when the fine undercoat begins to shed naturally, mature cashmere goats are harvested with the utmost gentleness and precision. Skilled handlers use special combs or modern shearing machines to gather each wisp of fleece as light as smoke. Every stroke is performed slowly and carefully, causing no pain, allowing the goat to remain completely comfortable, almost as if enjoying a relaxing spa session before summer arrives. It is a moment where nature and human care blend in perfect harmony. What transforms a bundle of raw goat hair into the refined fabric featured in high-end collections? That journey begins right after harvesting, when each bundle of soft cashmere fleece is packed into breathable bags and transported to the processing facility, the starting point of a sequence of steps requiring both precision and finesse. At the facility, the fleece enters the first treatment area, where the cleaning process begins. The bundles are loosened either by hand or with specialized machines to detangle and separate the fibers. At the same time, impurities such as leaves, dust, and tiny dry debris are carefully removed. After being fluffed, the fibers move on to an automated washing system, where warm water combined with a gentle solution removes natural oils, sweat, and embedded dirt from each strand without damaging the delicate fiber structure. Immediately afterward, the fibers are dried at a low temperature to preserve their inherent softness, elasticity, and durability, the very qualities that define the unique value of cashmere. Then, the cashmere fibers move on to the combing stage, where precision machinery gently separates and straightens each delicate strand. Any remaining coarse fibers and impurities are completely removed, leaving behind a uniform layer of soft, lustrous fleece. This is the moment when the pure beauty of cashmere begins to emerge, ready to take the next step in its journey toward becoming exquisite yarns for the luxury fashion industry. The final step in the pre-processing stage is bleaching, a process that evens out the fiber's color, enhancing its aesthetic appeal and increasing its usability in textile production. The finished fibers are then carefully packed into large bales, each weighing between 50 and 70 kilograms. These bales are now ready to be transformed into exquisite threads, then woven into luxurious fabrics, stepping into the world of high fashion, where every humble strand continues its story on the catwalk. From the wind-swept highlands, where goats leisurely graze across vast grasslands, to modern factories where fresh milk is transformed into rich, creamy cheese and fine fibers are woven into exquisite fabrics, the journey of the goat is a symphony between nature and the human hand, crystallizing into flavors and beauty that transcend time. so famous that many people mistake all canned meat for Spam. This product is, in fact, a proprietary brand of canned pork by Hormel Foods, a long-established food corporation headquartered in Minnesota, USA. The story begins in the late 1920s, when J. Hormel, the son of founder George A. Hormel, took over the company during a time when America was in crisis, with widespread unemployment and food shortages. This sparked an urgent demand for affordable, convenient, and long-lasting sources of protein. One day, faced with a surplus of unsold pork shoulder, Jay came up with a bold idea: to transform this cut of meat into a ready-to-eat canned product that could be preserved for long periods and sold directly to consumers. After numerous trials, Spam was officially born in 1937, marking a new era in convenient food. But it wasn't until World War II that Spam truly became a global phenomenon. With a shelf life of up to 5 years without the need for refrigeration or chemical preservatives, and being energy-rich, Spam became a staple in the rations of American soldiers, with tens of thousands of tons shipped to the front lines. Soldiers even found creative uses for Spam fat, lubricating guns or waterproofing boots. Through the military, Spam was introduced to various parts of the world, including Hawaii, Guam, and South Korea. From wartime rations to a global culinary icon, Spam has endured for nearly a century without losing its place in the hearts of consumers. But no matter how legendary the journey, every story has its beginning. And now, let's return to where it all started, with the pig farms where carefully raised and selected livestock provided the very foundation for this canned legend. Everything begins with generations of piglets that are meticulously cared for from the moment they are in the womb. The gestation period lasts about 114 days, during which sows are treated like queens, bathed, monitored for nutrition, and housed in special farrowing pens to ensure absolute safety. Each litter can produce between 10 to 14 piglets, and the mother stays with her young during the first weeks of life, laying the foundation for high-quality meat in the future. Piglets need to nurse for about 3 to 4 weeks. In the first days after birth, their mother's milk contains colostrum, a nutrient-rich substance packed with antibodies that strengthens the immune system and supports healthy development. After weaning, the piglets transition to solid food and are moved to group pens, each housing around 50 pigs. Here, they are fed industrial feed, supplemented with nutrients to promote rapid growth. On average, pigs gain about 10 kilograms per month. They continue to be fattened for another 3 to 4 months, during which their bodies grow so rapidly that they become disproportionate, barely able to move, spending most of their time lying down and drinking water. Their lives revolve around eating and sleeping. Once they reach the target age and weight, about 100 kilograms, they are ready to leave the pens and become cuts of delicious pork. Once the pigs meet the required quality standards, they are carefully moved to the holding area, where they wait to be transported to the processing facility. A truck arrives at the farm to collect the pigs. First, the truck's floor is lowered to form a safe ramp, allowing the pigs to walk up easily. Next, the floor of the truck is covered with straw or fine sand to help the pigs maintain their footing and avoid injury during transport. The pigs are guided through a fenced walkway to ensure their safety and prevent them from scattering. Handlers use lightweight boards or guiding panels to gently direct the pigs onto the truck in an orderly manner. Once inside, the pigs are arranged in a stable position and secured to minimize the risk of injury while in transit. Each truck can carry between 100 and 150 pigs. And when everything is ready, the trucks roll out, marking the beginning of a brand new journey to the pork processing plant. Upon arrival at the processing plant, the pigs are brought into a resting area equipped with ventilation systems, automatic misting, and a continuous supply of clean drinking water. This phase helps reduce stress and allows the muscles to relax. Before entering the processing stage, the pigs are moved into an automated stunning system designed to ensure a smooth and stress-free procedure. Today, two common stunning methods used in modern meat processing facilities are carbon dioxide, CO2 stunning, and electrical stunning. Among them, CO2 stunning is more widely used due to its gentler effect and longer duration of unconsciousness. The pigs are placed in a sealed chamber where gradually increasing concentrations of CO2 induce unconsciousness within about 30 seconds. In contrast, electrical stunning uses a current of 240 volts to 400 volts applied directly to the brain, rendering the pig instantly unconscious. While this method is quick, it requires precise handling to ensure effectiveness and animal welfare. The next step is the cleaning process, where each carcass is passed through a hot water scalding system. For several minutes, the water is maintained at a temperature of 58 to 62 degrees Celsius, which helps open up the hair follicles and facilitates faster, more efficient cleaning. Following this, high-precision automatic dehairing machines take over. Soft rubber-coated rotating rollers gently remove the hair without damaging the surface of the skin. Once thoroughly cleaned, the carcass moves on to the singeing area, where intense flames burn off any remaining fine hairs while simultaneously sterilizing the surface. Finally, the internal organs and any inedible parts are completely removed, leaving behind only the clean, white carcass, ready for the trimming stage in the journey toward becoming a high-quality can of Spam. Continuing the process, the clean white carcasses are moved to the cutting area, where different sections of meat are separated based on their intended use. An automated bandsaw system splits each carcass lengthwise from the neck to the tail. In modern facilities, 3D scanning technology is integrated to determine the optimal cutting path, ensuring uniform size and weight between the two halves. This not only maximizes yield, but also facilitates the efficient separation of different meat cuts in subsequent stages. After splitting, each section of meat is cooled and stored at a temperature of approximately 0 to 4 degrees Celsius to preserve freshness and inhibit bacterial growth until it is transported to processing plants. While premium cuts like loin, ribs, and ham are sent to production lines for fresh or high-end frozen products, pork shoulder, often considered a tougher, fattier byproduct, is carefully selected to become the key ingredient in the iconic cans of Spam. At the Spam production facility, carefully selected pork shoulder cuts are sent to the trimming line, where tough tissues, skin, and excess fat are removed, leaving only the most balanced portions of lean and fat. And from this point forward, the pork shoulder begins to shine. Under Hormel's expertise, and with the aid of advanced blending and sterilization technologies, the pork shoulder is revived into a perfect ingredient. Tender, mildly fatty, able to hold its texture after cooking, and ideal for forming into the firm, iconic block inside each can. Pork shoulder not only offers ideal binding properties when ground and mixed with spices, but also gives Spam its signature texture, firm yet sliceable, without crumbling or falling apart. This is the secret behind the distinctive, springy chew, rich flavor, smooth finish that only Spam delivers. And it's the reason why this product has remained beloved around the world for nearly a century. Before entering the mixing stage, the trimmed pork shoulder undergoes coarse grinding using industrial machines. This process doesn't fully puree the meat but preserves a certain fiber structure, an essential factor in giving Spam its firm, cohesive texture, while still feeling like real meat. This is a key distinction from sausages, which require the meat to be finely ground to achieve a smooth consistency. The controlled coarse grinding step plays a crucial role in forming the tightly packed meat texture that consumers experience when slicing into Spam. No crumbling, no mushiness, just a firm, uniform cut every time. After trimming, the pork shoulder is sent to the mixing area, where Spam's proprietary formula comes into play. It includes just a few simple ingredients: pork shoulder, salt, sugar, water, potato starch, and sodium nitrite. The perfect balance of these components creates Spam's signature flavor and texture. The mixture is blended in a chilled environment to maintain freshness, enhance binding, and ensure uniformity, ready for the canning stage. Once mixing is complete, the meat blend is filled into cans, vacuum sealed, and hermetically closed to preserve structure and prepare for sterilization. Spam is cooked directly in the can using high-pressure steam at 121 degrees C for 75 minutes, eliminating microorganisms and allowing shelf life of up to 5 years without added preservatives. Following the cooling and quality inspection process, each can receives the iconic navy blue label with the bold yellow Spam logo, a globally recognized symbol. The finished product is then boxed and shipped to more than 44 countries, completing the journey of one of the world's most iconic food items. Though it may seem like a simple canned meat, Spam has transcended its role as food to become a cultural icon in many countries. In the United States, beyond its association with wartime memories, Spam has made its way into film, television, and music, most notably in Monty Python's musical Spamalot, reflecting its deep influence on popular culture. In Hawaii, Spam is an essential part of the local food culture. With over 7 million cans consumed annually by a population of just over 1 million, it features in beloved dishes like Spam musubi, fried rice, and breakfast platters. Residents even host an annual festival called Waikiki Spam Jam, drawing tens of thousands of attendees to celebrate this familiar food. Meanwhile, in South Korea, Spam is considered a premium gift during major holidays, symbolizing thoughtfulness and prosperity. From overlooked cuts of pork shoulder to a carefully selected, blended, canned, and sterilized product, Spam is far more than just a canned meat. It is a global culinary icon. It represents smart resourcefulness, advanced food processing technology, and a lasting value that has connected with millions of people for nearly a century. Hello friends. Picture this, a peaceful morning on a dairy farm in the heartland of America. The sun is just starting to peek over the horizon, casting a golden glow over the rolling fields, and the sound of cows mooing softly in the distance can be heard. Somewhere a farmer is sipping coffee, gearing up for another day of what I can only assume is one of the most utterly demanding jobs in the world: harvesting milk from cows. Yes, you read that right, harvesting milk. Because, as much as it might seem like magic when you grab a carton of milk from the grocery store, there's a whole lot of science, sweat, and very precise cow choreography that goes into getting that milk from the farm to your fridge. In 2023, American dairy farmers produced an astounding 102 million tons of milk. That's a lot of moo juice. But how exactly does this happen? Is there a secret cow whisperer involved, or maybe even a cow gym where they work out their udders for maximum milk production? Spoiler alert, it's a lot more technical than that, but still just as fascinating. So grab a glass of cold milk, and let's dive into the modern marvel that is the American dairy farm. Early dairy farming was pretty basic. People milked cows by hand, and milk was consumed raw. Pasteurization hadn't been invented yet, so people just crossed their fingers and hoped for the best. Fast forward to the 1600s, when European settlers brought dairy cows to North America. These cows provided milk for small farming communities, and dairy farming began to take root in the New World. In the 1800s, as cities grew and industrialization took off, the demand for milk skyrocketed. However, transporting fresh milk from rural farms to urban centers was tricky, and spoilage was a common issue. Enter Louis Pasteur, the French scientist who, in the 1860s, developed the process pasteurization, which involves heating milk to kill harmful bacteria. This innovation revolutionized the milk industry, making it safer to consume and easier to transport. By the 20th century, dairy farming had become a major industry in the U.S. The introduction of refrigeration, along with advancements in transportation, allowed milk to be distributed across the country. Today, the U.S. is one of the largest milk producers in the world, and dairy farmers have embraced cutting-edge technology to milk more cows more efficiently than ever before. Back to the present, the dairy industry has changed a lot. First things first, let's talk about the stars of this dairy drama. The cows. Not just any cows, mind you. Dairy farms use specific breeds of cows that are known for their milk-producing prowess. The most popular breed in the U.S. is the Holstein, recognizable by its black and white patches that make it look like it just walked off the set of a children's cartoon. These cows are milk-making machines, producing an average of 6 to 7 gallons of milk a day. That's enough to fill around 112 glasses of milk, if you're keeping count. But these cows don't just magically produce milk on their own. They need to be cared for, well-fed, and most importantly, they need to become mothers first. Like most mammals, a cow produces milk only after giving birth to a calf. Once a cow has calved, she enters the milking rotation, and that's when the magic happens. It's milking time. Gone are the days of sitting on a little stool and milking a cow by hand, though, let's be honest, there's something charming about that image. On modern dairy farms, the process is far more streamlined and, well, industrial. The cows are brought into what's called a milking parlor, which sounds way fancier than it is. It's not a fancy parlor with velvet curtains and chandeliers, but rather a super efficient setup where cows can be milked quickly and comfortably. Here's the breakdown of what happens in the milking parlor. Before the milking begins, the cow's udders are cleaned and sanitized. You wouldn't want to drink milk that's been sloshed around in dirt, right? The udders are also given a quick massage, which stimulates milk flow. Yes, cows get massages. Try not to be jealous. Once the cow is prepped, a machine attaches suction cups to the cow's teats. These suction cups gently draw the milk from the cow's udder through tubes and into a collection system. Milk flows through a series of pipes and into a large refrigerated storage tank. This milk is then kept cool until it's ready to be transported to a processing plant. Fun fact, the milk never touches human hands during this whole process, which is pretty impressive when you think about it. Some farms are even high-tech enough to use robotic milking machines. These robots let the cows decide when they want to be milked, and the cows can stroll up to the machine whenever they're feeling the need for a little relief. The machine identifies each cow by a sensor attached to her collar and goes to work. After the milking session is over, the cows are sent back out to pasture or into comfortable barns where they can relax, eat, and chew their cud, which is cow speak for re-chewing their food. Cows need to eat a lot to keep up with their milk production, so their diet is carefully monitored. They're fed a mix of hay, silage, which is basically fermented grass, grains, and other nutrients to make sure they stay healthy and strong. And then the cycle repeats. The cows are typically milked 2 to 3 times a day, depending on the farm. Between each session, they're living their best cow lives, grazing, napping, and occasionally plotting to escape. Okay, maybe not the last part, but cows are smarter than we give them credit for. After the milk is collected, it's far from over. The milk needs to be processed before it can hit the shelves of your local grocery store. Here's what happens next. First, the milk is transported from the farm to a processing plant in large, insulated tanker trucks. These trucks are like giant thermoses, keeping the milk cool to prevent spoilage. At the processing plant, the milk goes through pasteurization, a process that heats the milk to a specific temperature to kill any harmful bacteria. This ensures that when you chug a glass of milk, you're not also chugging a cocktail of germs. Next, the milk is homogenized. This is a fancy way of saying that the fat in the milk is broken down so it doesn't separate and form a layer of cream on top. Though let's be real, some people love that old school cream on top milk. Finally, the milk is bottled, packaged, and shipped out to stores. And voila! That gallon of milk you grabbed from the fridge section at your local supermarket started its journey in a cow's udder just a few days ago. Milk is big business in America. In fact, the dairy industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, contributing significantly to the economy. Dairy farms provide jobs, not only for the farmers themselves, but also for the workers who help with everything from feeding the cows to maintaining equipment. Then there are the truck drivers, plant workers, and grocery store employees who all play a part in getting milk to your table. But the economic impact of dairy doesn't stop at just milk. There's a whole world of dairy products out there. Cheese, butter, yogurt, ice cream that Americans consume with gusto. Cheese alone is a $45 billion industry in the US. And let's not even get started on how much ice cream Americans eat every year. Spoiler, it's a lot. Dairy farms are also vital to rural economies. Many of these farms are family-owned and have been passed down through generations. In a lot of small towns, the dairy farm is the backbone of the local economy, providing jobs and supporting other businesses. Milk is more than just a beverage in America. It's a cultural icon. Milk has long been a symbol of wholesomeness and health. It's the stuff of childhood memories, the thing you pour over your cereal, and the key ingredient in a comforting glass of chocolate milk after a long day. Milk is also tied to some very specific American traditions. Take, for instance, milk and cookies. Whether it's leaving out a plate for Santa on Christmas Eve or just indulging in a snack after school, there's something quintessentially American about dunking a cookie into a glass of cold milk. Then there's the milkshake, a symbol of 1950s diners and teenage rebellion. You can't picture classic Americana without imagining a group of kids in a booth, sipping on milkshakes with whipped cream and cherries on top. So there you have it. The journey of milk from the udder to your kitchen and all the ways it impacts both the economy and culture. Harvesting 102 million tons of milk a year is no small feat, and it's a process that involves a lot more than just a cow and a bucket. It's a testament to modern technology, hard work, and, let's face it, a little bit of cow magic. The next time you pour yourself a glass of milk, take a moment to think about the incredible journey that milk has taken to get to you. It's a process that involves farmers, cows, machines, and a whole lot of dedication. And while it might seem like just a simple drink, milk is so much more than that. It's a symbol of hard work, tradition, and yes, a little bit of fun. So here's to the humble cow, the hard-working farmer, and the glass of milk that brings it all together. Cheers! Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get notified when our exciting videos go live. Goodbye. Typically, oak plants require about 90 to 120 days after planting to reach the harvest stage. When the lush green fields of oats transform into a stunning golden hue, it signals that the grains on the stalks have ripened perfectly and are ready for harvest. This process not only demands precision, but also requires a seamless blend of advanced technology and the expertise of American farmers. When the time comes, the powerful combine harvesters are put into action. These machines are specially designed to perform multiple tasks simultaneously: cutting, threshing, and handling the stalks. At the front, a row of sharp blades cleanly cuts through the oak plants as the machine moves forward. Inside, the system efficiently separates the oat grains from the stalks using sieves and blowers. The harvested grains are then collected in an integrated storage bin, ready for transport. Meanwhile, the stalks are shredded and evenly spread back onto the fields, serving as a natural fertilizer to enrich the soil and maintain its fertility for future crops. One of the highlights of this process is its precision and efficiency, made possible by advanced technology. Modern combine harvesters not only work quickly, but also minimize grain loss during harvesting. With the support of GPS systems and smart sensors, farmers can monitor harvest progress and yield in real time. This data is invaluable, not only for optimizing the current harvest, but also for improving farming practices in the future. Once the storage bins on the combine harvesters are full, the harvested oats are transferred to specialized trucks. Many large farms in the U.S. use automated transfer systems, allowing oats to be seamlessly moved from the harvester to the truck without stopping. This saves time and ensures a continuous workflow, which is especially crucial on vast fields spanning thousands of acres, where every second matters to avoid adverse weather conditions that could jeopardize the crop. Compared to traditional manual harvesting methods, modern machinery not only reduces labor costs, but also significantly boosts productivity and enhances the competitiveness of American agricultural products in global markets. Beyond improving efficiency, these machines play a crucial role in environmental protection. Advanced harvesters are designed to save fuel and minimize carbon emissions while making full use of the oat plants. The shredded stalks are not wasted, but are repurposed directly on the fields as natural fertilizer, replacing the traditional practice of burning straw, which contributes to air pollution. Trucks loaded with freshly harvested oats from vast fields roll into the processing plant, carrying the golden grains of the season. Here, the oats are unloaded onto a conveyor belt that leads directly to a vibrating cleaning machine. This machine acts like a meticulous inspector, removing dirt, stones, and other impurities left from the harvesting process. Once cleaned, the oats continue their journey along the conveyor belt, heading toward the dehulling machine. The dehulling machine plays a crucial role in removing the tough outer shell that encases each oat grain. These husks are not wasted but are collected and repurposed as cattle feed, ensuring an efficient and sustainable use of resources. Meanwhile, the dehulled oats, the most valuable part, continue their journey along the conveyor belt to the steam kiln. Here, the oats are treated with high heat and steam, a process that not only enhances their flavor but also ensures consistent quality and extended shelf life. After leaving the steam kiln, the oats are sorted by size and color using advanced automated scanning systems. Larger uniform grains are directed to machines for rolling and cutting. This process creates instant oats, a popular choice for quick and convenient breakfasts. Once rolled thin, the oats are packaged on-site at the factory, ready to be stocked on store shelves and delivered to consumers. Meanwhile, smaller oat grains that don't meet the standards for instant oats are sent to the grinding machines. These machines process the grains into fine oat flour, a versatile ingredient perfect for baking and nutritious meals. Once ground, the oat flour is carefully packaged into bags or larger sacks, ensuring easy transport and long-term storage. Oats can also be used to create other ready-to-eat products, like cakes and milk. High-quality oats, once rolled, are mixed with ingredients such as sugar, butter, and flavorings in large industrial mixers. The mixture is then shaped into cakes and baked to a golden perfection in modern ovens. Once cooled, the cakes are automatically packaged in airtight wrappers to retain their crispness and fresh flavor before being distributed to stores and supermarkets. To produce oat milk, oat grains are soaked in water and blended into a fine consistency using high-speed grinders to extract the milk. The mixture is then filtered to remove the pulp, leaving behind smooth, creamy oat milk. Next, nutrients such as calcium and vitamins are added, and the milk is pasteurized to ensure food safety. Finally, the oat milk is automatically bottled and sealed, ready to be transported to consumers. The oat processing procedure at the factory not only ensures top-quality products, but also maximizes the use of every part of the oat plant, from the grain to the husk. Every step is carried out with precision and efficiency, delivering nutritious and convenient products that serve millions of meals around the world. Across vast fields, oat seeds are sown with precision using modern seeders, ensuring uniform spacing and optimal depth for healthy growth. Before planting, the soil is thoroughly tilled by powerful tractors, creating a loose, well-aerated base that allows the oat seeds to take root and thrive effectively. After planting, automated irrigation systems combined with moisture sensors ensure optimal conditions for germination and growth. The fields soon transform into lush green carpets, promising a bountiful harvest ahead. Oats have long been an essential part of American life, valued not only for their nutritional benefits, but also for their convenience. As a top choice for breakfast, oats reflect a commitment to healthy living and mindful eating. Products like instant oats, oat flour, and oat milk are not just staples on the dining table, but have also become key ingredients in many modern recipes and beverages. From families to fitness communities, oats serve as a source of inspiration and a symbol of simplicity, packed with nutrition, enriching the culinary culture of America. We've just explored the incredible journey of oats, from golden, sprawling fields to precise harvesting processes and their transformation into nutritious products like instant oats and delicious oat flour. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you have any questions or feedback, feel free to leave a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more fascinating stories about the world of agriculture. See you in the next video.